Well, good morning, traders. Been trying for a short all night, losing 50 bucks every time I lost. Will this be the one? We'll have to just see. When I turned off the stream in Asia last night, I theorized that if we are going to remain bearish, like we were last week, that we don't want to go much higher than 50% of last week's weekly candle. This would be a retrace. The 75% mark is substantially higher, but there is a possibility we could go up there. Let's see. Oh, I have it marked over here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, it's quite a bit higher. There is definitely a chance we could trade up to there. I think we're going to remain bullish throughout the remainder of November, possibly, or at least hopefully for the morning session. But we did push up. We are above that 50%. This is if I was a billionaire wanting to sell to people who believe the market is going up from here, this is where I would want to do it. I would want to sell short above that yellow line right there. And so we did get up here and we hung out here a while. And then we put up this reversal pattern. We touched it once, twice, pulled away with a fair value gap. We respected the fair value gap here, and then we pulled away with another one. I started getting involved here, but I've added on this pullback. I added two more, and so that brought my average entry to 517, somewhere around there. I think I added somewhere around here. I added one here and one here. Well, that couldn't be right, because 517 I would have to have added down here or something, and I may have added on push down. But this one's got some potential. From a 15-minute chart perspective, we're over here on the we just took out this wick right here on the 15-minute fair value gap. I was expecting it to rush back up and go make a new high, and it didn't. So I added. It could still. That's that fair value gap on the 15-minute chart to the upside. So we need to take it out. One feature I like that's really interesting is these relative equal lows on the 15-minute chart. I think that could be an aim point right there. And that would get me out of the hole. What I would really like to see happen is, I believe this is London low. It is. I have it marked over here with a green line that says pre-market low, which I probably am not going to change. But I would really like to see it go to here, which is a really nice profit on the day. If it'll go back down to settlement, I may have to hold through the open, but if I can get my stop to break even or where I'm in profit, then that's the way I'll do it. Just have to see how it all pans out. But I don't like that we're not moving lower right now. We initially popped into that fair value gap here, immediately reacted to the upside, did not take any highs, came back down, almost took the low but didn't. That's a little worrisome. Pop back up, still didn't take any highs. So we could end up reversing here and going up and offering into these fair value gaps again, in which case that would get me too far in the hole, because I got 4 and I'd have to kill it, and I'd be down even more. So ideally I would like to see it flush. And maybe I should kill it and try to get a better entry. I don't know. or go to break even already. I think I'll do that. If I go to break even and it decides to rip a little higher, I can just sell again. Because I do have 4 micros. Hoping this is the pivot point. This thing gets inverted. We offer down at least to here. Not that far away. Be a 100-point drop. Nasdaq's been really lacking 100-point drops in 2 minutes in the regular New York session. So hopefully it can make it in London. We need to make a new low here, though. We need to do it relatively quickly. Pretty much went up all night until this reversal pattern hit. And it is a nice one. It did return to the breaker twice, but created lower highs each time. And then that little push right there, it's saying we're headed south. Let's just hope it does. One thing you may notice is even though I've lost a bunch of trades, my account's not blown. My account isn't blown up. How can I lose 4 trades and not have a blown account? Because I'm not trading minis. I'm not trading a bunch of size. This is the only one I've put on more than 1 micro. 1 micro, $50 risk. Enable extension. I don't know what that is. All right, let's just hit enable and get it out of our face. Oh my gosh, isn't it because it's going to pull it up? I don't want to pull it up. That's crazy. It looks like we may have made a new low. Nope, not quite. It's going to be high resistance and going to make me sweat. Couple of things that worry me about the short. I mean, we got a good signal, but we did take out that fair value gap wick, and that's normally a spot where if it is going to reverse, that'll be the place. And this is the entire London range right here, from here to there. I've got it. This would be our halfway point of the range. We're just below it. So if we are going to be moving higher, taking that out and then going back up, that would be the market maker's typical pattern. The market fell below the 50% mark, so bullish people would be buying here for a pushback to the high. But also, this accumulation up here for more downside, this could be read as accumulation for more upside. People wanting to buy below the 50% mark for bulls. So it's really at a pivotal point. I think I'm about to get stopped out at break even. We did take that low by just a touch and then back up. I'm going to take it off and try to re-enter. Are we going to go that high or this high or that high? So I'll try that high. I'm just going to watch it, because so far this move down is not very aggressive. Maybe it goes all the way up here to one of these fair value gaps, all the way to 30. So we do have another fair value gap right here. With a volume imbalance. Yeah, I could definitely see it doing that. If you're a bull, which I ought to be, every attempt to push down has failed. That's your breaker. We're trying to validate it right now. Higher time frame look. That's the wick we'd be running after. We're just going to poke it and go back down. Not what I want to see. That wick is right about the high of this candle body. Working into that fair value gap. I'm going to try 2. $29. I'll try. Oh man, I'm not going to be able to get in. I'll try it at 20, I guess. Here we go. I'm not. I'm thinking short here. This one took out an intraday level. I should be thinking read price action. Price action just said we took out that level. We double tapped it. We put up a reversal pattern with a fair value gap to the upside. We just came down and wicked into the top of the fair value gap. I might get smoked on this one too, guys. This isn't looking good. We already ran that liquidity here. The next liquidity we would be reaching for is my stop. Dang it. Yeah, I've got to take it off. Son of a gun. Why won't I just take a long when everything's been going up all night? Because I'm a reversal trader. That's at 43, that's at 45. That's where my stop is. Just right above that. If we don't reject right here, then I gotta kill it. And it looks like it has no intention of rejecting. Just had a candle body close above. I don't know if these quadrants on this wick mean anything, but they may. If we get above the halfway point, they definitely are going to mean something. Fair value gap here. We can violate this breaker. Could be good. At this point, I'm thinking I'm going to lose this trade. No leave town. Just wanted a small little piece of liquidity. We didn't want those relative equal lows down here. Had no interest in any of these. I'm not sure I believe that. But we are in the macro now. We painted that wall. You think of this as a painter. This has an upstroke but no downstroke. So we painted that wall right there. We need to paint the remainder of that wall and this wall. This looks like it's just going to the moon. Straight to the freaking moon. I gotta kill it. Son of a gun. Man, I can't catch a short to save my life. Any down move is short-lived. All night long. Maybe we can get back to this volume imbalance here. I'll kill it there and I'll only lose 50 bucks. This is 25-point stop loss. I don't really want to risk more than that. After being wrong 4 times. and this is just straight to the moon. And that's a beautiful reversal pattern to the upside. I would like to see a lower high, but there's no way we're not going back to 50. There's just no freaking way we're not doing it. We took out this one. I'm just hoping we can get a little more high resistance. Get back down to here. We only have high resistance when we're going down, not when we're going up. That's a sign too. Yeah. In theory, we would have to be above this candle at 47.75. So I'm going to move it up just a little bit more, but I think this is a done trade. But that's where ICT would put his stop, above the candle that created the fair value gap. Right there, 40. With no wick at all, high is 47.75. I need to be at 48. Because if it is going to reject, it'll reject off of that fair value gap. I don't like having that much risk, but this is a good trade setup. Gotta let it play out. I would say 90% we're losing this trade. Here's where the rubber meets the road. Do I kill it at the volume imbalance? Do I become encouraged by the volume imbalance to the downside here? This one needs to fill. I would say if we fill it and we start pushing higher again, no sense in holding any longer. It's going. We don't even want to fill it. New York session opens in 2 minutes. This is the high of that 15-minute wick right there. Oh man, we poked in it big time. We're inverting. Here's New York. All right, another loser. That's 4 shorts that I've lost. 4. At some point, it seems like I'd take a long. But I'm not gonna. The very first fair value gap after the breaker is actually right here. And it's actually orange. So I'll be looking for another reversal there. But we just now did the New York Open, so I need to let 30 minutes of it play out for sure. This is London high. I'm just going to leave it at pre-market high. Man, look at that. There's an opportunity to get more upside, I guess, but I'm not taking it. I think we're probably going to run these, but I'm not looking for a long. Don't know why. Should. It's blinders, I guess. I'd rather have a losing day than go against my hypo. But I was also this way on Friday. Remember, I didn't want to take a long, and it went all. This is just like almost like a continuation of Friday. We're just going to the moon. I think if we continue up, we're going to all-time highs. We're not even going to slow down ever. New York open, pushed up, lower high, pulled away, maybe a fair value gap there. Still haven't swept that volume imbalance. Beautiful reversal pattern. But we only wanted that wick. .56 is the halfway point of this wick, where we reacted before. That we were reaching, or is it there? Or is this a reversal? And I just got in too early. So far, it's just so bullish. It's about 1 o'clock on right here. Noon on Friday. I'm gonna try one more here, guys. Try to get in at that volume imbalance. Yeah, I think that would be a bad idea. We push away here. Ooh, we can't do that one. That's a big one. I've got that one blocked. Tell you what, we have enough room to settlement. If I said we need to invalidate this guy before I enter, that would be the smarter move, even though we've pushed up and now we're pulling away with a fair value gap. The sweet entry would be right here, but until we invalidate this, this could just be a pullback. Could be a pullback to the breaker for more upside. The high of that candle is 29.5. So 29.25 would be a possible entry to the downside if I hadn't already lost 4 trades to the downside. I'm going to require it invert this breaker. It's just the safer move. Hopefully I'll get an opportunity to enter middle of that fair value gap. Be around 17. Basically where I'd entered before, but we just had to go do some money stealing first. This has the feel of a liquidity run, but it could just be the beginning of us falling out of bed. If you're long, man, I should just go long. Just not feeling the longs. In a market designed to go up, I'm not feeling the longs. Look at all those. We don't want them. Did that candle take them? 56. I think that's the lowest low before. And it's at 55.75. Here's where the rubber meets the road. Are we respecting this one? Or are we respecting that one? It appears we're respecting this one. That touch. There's another fair value gap to the downside here with volume imbalance that you could possibly say we reacted off of, but with all this trash, I mean, how can you with any confidence say we reacted off of it? We haven't had any candle bodies close above there. When we came back up, we touched into it again. Now we've rejected. We're 30 minutes into pre-market, looks like. No, we're only 13 minutes in. I guess I'll try another short. Dadgummit. I like the way this looks. I'll try two more. Right there at that wick test. probably going to get smoked again. This is a tiny little fair value gap, but we just worked through it. That's the macro movement right there. From this candle, tried to make a new high, couldn't during the macro. Now we're offering lower. Pre-market high for New York is right there. I'm just going to move that down there. Pre-market low is where we are right now. Actually, it's this one. Oh my goodness. We're going to poke the pre-market low we just created and react that way. Maybe we're just going to range here. We reacted violently back to the upside. It's only 10 points, but it looked violent. I'd be okay with any of those levels. That would get me back to break even, I think. Back to the end dog, in wog would be nice. Settlement would be the ultimate goal. But I don't know that we'll get there in pre-market. I mean, we can't even push through this fair value gap right here. It's the way it's been. Every down move, it'll push down there and then it'll just halt and do this garbage. That's one danger of this reversal pattern thing. I mean, we have a really nice, there's lots of information here saying that we're wanting to go down. But you have to wait for validation, so it ends up, if we're in a range situation, it ends up putting you entering at the bottom of the range, which is, in a range play, you don't want to go short at the bottom of the range hoping it breaks. So the better situation would have been to buy when it was up here, or sell rather when it was up here. But you don't know, are we going all the way to the moon? So it's kind of a catch-22 there. Just based on our price action right here, I still think we're going lower, but this is not telling me that. It's saying, oh, no, we're happy going up. We took out that pre-market high and reacted. I mean, pre-market low, even though it was just created, and we reacted. So to me, going right back up there, taking that one out and reacting is what we're going to do next. And I've entered at the bottom. So, for the sake of my P&L, I think I need to wait till this gets invalidated. I'm just going to take it off before I lose too much on this trade. Could be that's still a great entry, but I just don't. It's got to get through that. It's got to get through that. I was hoping it would just push straight through it, but it didn't. Held up, so gotta kill it. Gotta kill it. Every attempt to push lower has failed. It's Friday at lunch. Will this be the one that actually makes it happen? We have spent so much time in little consolidation ranges like this overnight. I didn't stay up all night. I just woke up at 5. But we spent a lot of time in these little things. If you look at a 5-minute chart, so tons of time here, pushed down, took out that low. Well, not on here, but and here we are consolidating again. It's an interesting little bounce in that candle. It's looking like it's getting some energy to it. Where will the energy take us? No leaving town. We poked the pre-market low again, but we didn't react quite as violently. Still respecting this fair value gap to the upside. No candle bodies closing below the halfway point. Maybe this one will. Hey, it did. All right, so entering in this area would be nice. 21. low end of that area, or even here wouldn't be awful. 17. Let's try 17. Yeah, we'll leave it there. If it starts running away from me, then we'll. The low end of that volume imbalance is 20, 25. We'll do it at 20 even. We got filled again. Let's see if we can get smoked again. Candle body's telling the narrative. So we have lower, 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 lower. That may be my last trade of the day right there. Unless I get stopped out. And then I'll probably take another one. Aiming for settlement. Even though I've lost all those, that would be a good day. We just won't leave town. I think going up since Friday at noon is enough. We don't need to go up any more than that, do we? Might be nearing my max loss limit for the day. Sure would suck to have a max loss limit hit before we even get into New York. I'm getting pretty close. Yeah, $100 away. Morning. What kind of information is the market waiting for? Government shutdown news? I mean, this is unusual that we would just sit in these consolidations for an hour and then move a little bit and then sit in a consolidation for another hour. Well, it looks like that. There goes my $100 bill. Hopefully that's just a small liquidity run and we reject, but it doesn't look like it. Run those highs, fall out of bed, most likely not. Most likely running pre-market high. The last act of a dying long or a push higher, which is it? I think even if we don't go all the way back to settlement, we should at least run those lows right there. At the very least, run those lows. I don't really feel like participating in this. This candle body right there is the one, and that one too, is the one that has made me think we're going lower. running that liquidity is really expected. I mean, I would prefer to enter there, but once we cleared these bodies, the next upside PD array was those, and that's why I entered there. Hopefully we don't invert this and go continue up, that we will actually push through. We've been in very difficult trading conditions, in my opinion, for a while. Or maybe I'm just reading the market wrong. Because if I would have taken a long at the Asia Open, a completely different night would have been unfolded. If I would view every opportunity that we pull back as an opportunity to get long again, completely different. But now we're to a point where we've put up some actual downside indicators, and so taking a long here may not be the best idea. Hey, I'm up $4. Maybe I should take it off. That was sarcastic. But maybe I should. Clearly we don't want to offer any lower. Very, very clearly. I mean, this is a long time in this range. We need one of them 50-point candles to the downside, folks, that you've become so famous for here in the last few weeks. Oh my gosh. Is that it for you?
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Thanks. $6.50 macro is on its way. Only got about 8 more minutes. $6.50 Texas, $8.50 New York. Will we take the high or take the low? I think if we can get down maybe to these little wicks here ever again, I'm taking this off and I'm not going to trade again until New York session takes out a significant high. Because this price action to me is just frustrating. It's not even something worth trading. If I wasn't already $300 in the hole, I'd kill it right now just because I absolutely can't stand this price action. But it looks to me like we're just going to go to the moon again. No downside PD arrays respected whatsoever. We took the high of the range again, pulled back a little, but zero confidence that we come back even to my entry. We've been ranging a long time, and now we're pushing higher. So is this, yeah, we just started a new 15-minute candle. As far as the 15-minute range goes, this is the low and that's the high. So going back to that high could possibly be what we're going to do. Took that low. Yeah. Three minutes to the macro. It'll tell the tale. But everything I'm seeing now says more upside. I think if we are going to have more upside, like after the New York Open, maybe we offer up to that gap. This needs to fall before we go higher. I just don't know if I want to participate in this anymore, guys. if it'll get me green again. I think I just want to kill it and go back to bed. Start streaming again at 8:30 for the New York AM. Alright, we're into the 650 macro. We're either going to offer higher or lower in the next 10 minutes. Maybe we offer higher first, then lower. Most likely that's what will happen and stop me out. Hopefully it'll give me an opportunity to get out without, I mean, I'm already at $50 loss. Now we've had a candle body open above the halfway point of this fair value gap. Looking for structure where there is no structure. It's a loser. I gotta kill it. Dadgummit, I wish I could just, if it'll dip one more time, I will get out at break even, or try. Yeah. It's gonna rip a big green candle against me, and I'm gonna lose 100 instead of only 50 or 60. Well, got a killer. Dadgummit, another loss. And as soon as I kill it, it's gonna rip down there to my entry. I mean, just as soon as I click this button. Or maybe not. All right, I'm out. There is no downside to this market. No sense in even marking out anything to the south right now. Eventually we will pull back again. Maybe in January. We'll just have to wait and see. But right now there is no interest in offering lower, no matter what kind of PD arrays we put up to the downside. So maybe I should change my prediction to all-time highs again. I don't know, but we definitely are not wanting to offer lower right now. So I'm gonna kill this stream. I'll put another one up whenever I wake up and I'm ready to trade the New York session. So far I've lost think 5 short trades should be enough evidence for me to say, okay, I'm not taking another short no matter what, or if I do, I'm taking it way up here. I don't know what to do with it. We're not showing a willingness to offer lower on any push down since 12:30 Friday. We try, we leave the lows, we go higher. We try, we leave the lows, but it is generating liquidity on all these points. So eventually it will offer lower, and it will be a moneymaker. We're not going to leave that liquidity untouched. But it certainly has not found its top yet. Or maybe it has. Maybe this is its top. That's the London high right there. You could mark that out. But my entries, waiting for this to validate a fair value gap to the downside, getting an entry there, or waiting for this to invalidate and getting an entry there, is not working out at all in these ranges. So I've got to change my game plan there. There is actually a small little fair value gap right here that we just wicked into, but I'm not going to trade it. This is not any type of price action I want to be involved with. But it's right there, and we did just wick into it, and it may be the reversal point, who knows. I just don't trust it. And that wick would have taken my stop. And my stop was at 45. So either way, I would have lost that trade. All right, I'll see y'all in New York session. Y'all have a wonderful morning, getting ready off to work, whatever you're going to do.